Hello folks, Stack and Perpetrator here, soon to be changing channel over to Stacking Investment, and that should be sometime this weekend, hopefully. I will do a video when I officially change over, so just putting the word out that my official channel name will change from Stacking Perpetrator to Stacking Investments. Some of you out there who longtime viewers in other channels know me as the Perp. So when I'm in your comment section or whatever, if you're doing a video and you mention the Perp, even though I've changed the name, I will still keep that as a tagline. I'm still actually, when I change the channel over to Stacking Investments, I'm going to keep my Stacking Perpetrator YouTube. So sometimes I'll show up as that, sometimes I'll show up as Stacking Investments, but just letting you know. Part of the reasons I'm doing the investment part is because, well, we all know what silver's doing. There's a lot of BS out there. It's hard to make heads or tails of what's going on. You got high premiums. Silver drops, it seems like the premiums get large. When silver goes up a little bit, premiums come back. Most of you know I've been on a road trip with my dad. We just got back late Monday night, and just got a lot going on because we're trying to set up to we're going to the local flea market this weekend. We're going to set up and sell off some of the stuff I bought, and I will get more into that in some videos. And but I thought I'd show some interesting pickups. While we were out today, I was over getting a trailer ready, and it started raining, so we decided with some of the stuff he has, because they used to travel in a motorhome and go to flea markets up north. They've been as far up as Maine, down the East Coast, over in the Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia area, and then as far south as they were down in Florida for the wintertime. Setting up 5-6 days a week down there at the various markets, and they did very well. They paid all their bills. They had fun traveling, and then most of you know Mom passed away earlier this year, and part of them getting out of doing the flea markets, one is because they were getting older and they used to put out a big spread. When they went to the flea market, they got 8-10 spots, and I mean, it was sometimes it was 2 hours minimum for them to try to set up. Sometimes it was 2.5 hours. Then they'd sell all day, and then it was another 2.5 hours to pack it up. And Dad just got to where he couldn't do it anymore. And then with Mom's health issues, he couldn't get out and about because somebody had to be there to take care of Mom. And with this road trip, it was really cool to take that trip, go up, pick up some stuff. And before I left, I pulled a lot of tools for my business out of my truck, and borrowed my buddy's trailer to make the run up, pick up the stuff I purchased. But before we left, he put some stuff he had in the truck, and we took the road trip, figured we'd go up, pick up the stuff, and then hit 4 markets on the way home to try to sell some of it off and hit the old markets from the old route that they used to run. Some of those places I haven't been to for 10 years at least. And it was fun being up there, seeing some people we used to know. And we just had a lot of fun. We had a ball making those stops. The reason I went up and bought the stuff is, and I'll get into that in future videos, but the object was to make money and buy into stuff for flips and short-term investments that I could turn around and flip into coins and silver. So most of this is part of, and it's part of my exit strategy from my business, because I'm getting old. I do heat and air and plumbing, and there's just some things I'm slowing down on. Just because I'm getting older. I mean, I'm 6'4", and some of the bathrooms are so small that I have to work in they're so small I got to step outside to change my mind. And it's just, I'm getting I gotta start slowing down. And it's just like planning an exit strategy for when to sell your silver and reap the rewards. I'm planning an exit strategy from my business because I don't have anybody I was hoping to have a couple employees and have one of them that was good enough to kind of take over, run things to where when it came to the technical stuff or, major issues, then I would show up on the job. And, but basically have one person as a lead person and have two other people out running. Unfortunately, that did not work because the young people do not want to do the work that I do. I remember putting out a notice that I was hiring one time, and all the phone calls I got, they asked me what was involved. I said I do heat and air work. I do no new construction. It's all point repair. It's mostly at apartment communities because I do not do for residential, except for myself, my dad, and a couple close friends. Outside of that, residential is off limits for my business. And then I explained that I do plumbing, also point repairs. I'm going in, they got a leak, I find the leak, I fix it, and I'm out. You've seen videos where I've changed bathtubs. That's me and my buddy that helps me. He is 72 now, and he will outwork most of the younger crowd. And it's a shame that I have to call my buddy instead of having a regular employee to come help me. And we knock out a bathtub, and we don't do the sheetrock though. We cut the wall what we need to at a minimum, take the tub out, fix the drain, put the tub back in, put the surround up, get everything looking nice and neat. Sometimes we change the body valve, just depends on the situation. Body valve is where you turn water on and off for your tub. And then once we get it in there, we clean up the tools, we clean up any mess we made, we're out. The apartment community then sends somebody in to do the sheetrock to finish it off. And it works pretty good. I just can't find a young person interested in these two trades. And I have a lot of knowledge within it that I could pass down, but unfortunately, the young crowd just has no interest in that kind of work. It's a good paying field. You just can't find good help. So, let me get away from that and let me show you, I think my last video I talked about me and my dad went to look at kind of like an antique mall. If you're not familiar, there are some places that are set up now where you can rent a space inside and then you stock it with whatever stuff you're selling. They sell it for you. You don't have to be there. They're generally open 4 days a week and usually Saturdays. Some of them take like Monday and Tuesday they close, and then they're open Wednesday through Sunday. It varies where you're at, and it varies on the one. But we went into a place that has a lot of traffic in and out, but they take stuff on consignment. So my dad was talking with them, letting them know what they had, and they said yeah, they take it, but he had to sign up, fill out a form, fill out a thing so they could enter him in the computer. So when he brought stuff in, they would tag it with his name, with our whatever code or whatever it is they use, so that we would get credit if they sold it. And he got the paperwork, had it all filled out. He asked me to look it over, and they don't just like rent you a small area by the month. They take your stuff, they price it, they put it out wherever it goes. They have different sections, like glassware in an area, furniture scattered all over. They have a clothing section. They have it divided out pretty good. And I got to read in the paperwork, and their fees are 50% of whatever it sells for. And the kicker is, when you bring stuff in, you do not get to tell them the price you want for it. they choose the price. So could you imagine if I decided to consign my 93S Morgan Dollar or this 1881 Carson City that I have in my collection? Could you imagine if I co-signed that in and somebody said, oh, well, it's a Morgan Dollar, we'll put $50 on it or $100. I mean, could you imagine that? It's just outrageous. And then they keep 50%. So what we determine is that particular place is just a place where if you're gathering up stuff from your house and you want to get rid of it, make a little money, you run down there, you co-sign it in, you don't care what they sell it for, and you get 50% of whatever they sell it for. And then after 90 days, once it's been in there for 90 days, if you don't come claim what didn't sell, then they just keep it, and then when they sell it, they reap all the 100% profit. So that was a no-go for us. So we will be checking out a couple other places. And it was raining. We stopped. We left at, I think it started raining around 12. So we went down there, and then after fiddling in there for about an hour and a half, we looked around, bought a couple things, and then we went up and had some hot dogs for lunch. And then I took Dad home, and we chatted for a little while, and then I headed on back to the house to get some things done. But I'll show you a few things here. I got a piece of, it's clear, so it's not as popular, but I picked up a piece of coin glass for relatively cheap. So I'll add this to the collection. Kind of cool to find this. So we got that. I'd rather have the blue. I guess my girlfriend has taken over the amber stuff that we got, so she's going to be collecting the amber. I'm more into the blue, but I saw this piece and I thought, you know what, for the price, I'll go ahead and get it and add it to the collection. You can't hurt. It is still coin glass, not one of the popular colors. And then I picked up this nice piece here. And this is part of my investment thing. I'm going for collectibles and different things that I can put away and let the value appreciate and reap some rewards down the road. This is from Jeanette Glass in Pennsylvania when they were in operation. This is considered carnival glass because of the color. This is the iris pattern. They made it in this color here, and then they also did clear. I have a candlestick holder somewhere on my shelf that is the clear, but I can't grab it because there's too much stuff in the way. But this is a piece. And in our flea market days, I've bought and sold enough of this stuff, and my parents have bought enough of this stuff and sold it, that we could fill, if you wrapped it up and boxed it all up, we could fill a decent sized bedroom from the floor to the ceiling, and you'd barely be able to close the door. So many pieces of this that we sold. This is the smaller bowl. There's a bigger one. Then there's some real small ones. There's candle holders. There's a vase. There's a pitcher. There's tall glasses. I think they call them fluted. They come up at an angle. And then there's some goblets, part of the set. And then obviously the candlestick holders. But you have this goldish color, which is the more popular. And then you also have the clear. We've had it. You name the piece, we've had it. There's also a couple plates, like cake plates and stuff. There's a large one and a little smaller one. This is like a fruit bowl. This is the smaller one. And then there's a one that's just slightly bigger. I can't tell you how many of these I've had over the years. Bought and sold. So something I put away. I'm going to start a collection of this stuff. Let's see if I can put the set together now. So that's one thing we got. And I guess just kind of giving you some information where I'm going with this. As far as the channel update and spending time with Dad. So I know some of what I'm going to get into is not going to interest the people that are strictly for the silver or the coins. But I'm going to show you that there's ways to turn some of this collectible stuff or other items, like getting the ammo cans, the mops, the military items and things. I'm going to do videos on that. I'm going to show you that some of this stuff, and it doesn't have to be that. I mean, you can pick all kinds of stuff. It's just what I happen to have bought, invested my money in to make a return. But as I'm rambling on here, so just giving you an update of what's going on. We added some glass, some coin glass. I added another piece of this Jeanette iris pattern to the collection. And I've shown these in videos before, but just showing you those again. I do have some coins to do videos, so I'll alternate between some of the investment stuff and flipping and all that, the odd items, and within coin videos. And maybe I can spark some inspiration to show you ways you can make some money that you can then turn and buy into silver and gold and, platinum if that's your thing. But I'm just showing you what I'm doing to kind of change things up, and with this lag economy and high inflation and interest rates are going up. Inflation's, what are we at, 7%? They say it's less, but 7 to be safe. The stock market, I just saw that my account, I actually am starting in positive territory again. I was pretty much flat and even. Drop down, I'd be a few dollars less than what my initial investment is, but I'm in positive territory again. So that's kind of looking good. Silver's, I see, is starting to go up, a little over 21 an ounce. I haven't been to my coin dealer since I left to do this road trip with my dad, so I'll have to get by there and see what's going on, see what they have. But I do have stuff to show you on camera. I personally haven't bought any silver this past week or whatever. I'm just kind of sitting on the sideline a little bit to see what's going to happen. I don't like the premiums, but I'm trying to do things to kind of combat the premium, so that and I've always been known I do selective buying. So this is part of my strategy. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. You can, leave me bad comments or whatever. The true viewers who want to possibly learn something, learn how to do this, do what I'm doing, and maybe want to take a risk. And again, that's their own choice. That will be their own thing. I'm not advising anybody do what I'm doing. I'm just showing you what I personally am doing. I am not a financial advisor. Will run the numbers with you on what I'm doing, and maybe I can spark some interest into what you're doing. I'm not giving up on buying silver. I'm not giving up on my coin collection. I'm just kind of in a pause right now to see how the market's going to react. And I got to do what's best for me and my family, trying to pay my house off. And I want to do that. And that's where I'm going right now. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you in another video.